Hello, hello, hello. You all come in, hit the like, hit the share button. Just have my stack of my business partners in my hand, right? My stack of business partners in my hand. And I pulled out my credit cards, right, for this live stream for a reason, right? So we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about coins. We're going to talk about credit. We're going to talk about crypto as we always do. And at this time, as we always do at this time, right? And my Kanye West tonality. And we're going to talk about cash flow, right? And we're going to talk about cash flow. Before I get into that, I want you all to do your do nows. I want you to come in, show me some digital love. Tell me what part of the world you are tuning in from, well, right? Whether you are watching this live or on the replay. And if my friend guy, Mr. Harris, is watching this, I'll give you a shout out as well. Hello, Mr. Harris. He sent me a beautiful text today. So hello to you. You know who you are. So 111 mark, I'm going to get into this. I was watching this on Dr. Phil, and actually I just came out of a power nap. It was a great nap, and I still decided to do this live stream in lieu of because I feel like many Americans need to hear this message. Right? He's interviewing a married couple. Have they have? Let me switch this around. Now people are looking at my numbers and everything. Make sure my numbers are not showing. Yeah, I'll just put the Amex card first. Isn't it? Listen, it shines just like the real money. Like put the Amex card first because we all know Amex cards numbers on the back, but that's platinum Amex right here, right? And in 2018, 2019, I started doing credit repair for a lot of people, and I began to give this message then and doing credit repair, which is and still is take your credit cards, your business partners, and purchase assets with them and not liabilities. A very simple definition of what assets are is an asset is anything that makes you money. A liability is anything that takes your money. And I was telling people in 2018 that we are arriving to where we are now in 2024. We are technically in a recession, you all. I don't know if you are aware, but you should be aware that we are in a recession. And I told you all that following Dave Ramsey advice to save cash, right? To save cash, to buy your home in cash. In fact, it doesn't, especially if you are under a 4% interest rate, right? And this does not apply to everyone, but if you are under a 4% interest rate, it does not make financial sense to pay your home off in cash because that extra money that you're putting towards paying off your mortgage can be used and put to work to invest. Now, you all know how I do it if you've been watching me, as I have vision on my shirt. If you've been watching me for any amount of time, you always know that I use the Bible, the biblical financial lessons in the Bible to teach you financial lessons in life. And Dave Ramsey technically says he teaches the Bible as well, but he and I definitely we don't teach it the same way, right? Because, for example, in the Bible states that silver and gold is money. Dave Ramsey states that silver and gold are just commodities. Dave Ramsey proclaims financial peace, but let me tell you, if you follow this in 2024, you're not going to have financial peace. If you don't learn how to use your credit cards, again, AKA your business partners for you and not against you, you're not going to have financial peace. If you don't understand and try to learn what cryptocurrency is, right, you are not going to have financial peace. And my friend asked me today, she, and I always want to explain this as simple as I can to people that's new to crypto or especially never heard of crypto or do not know the purpose or point of crypto, right? She asked me exactly what is cryptocurrency. And I try to explain it as simple as I can, but I cannot explain it simple without going back in the past. It's something I have to go back in the past to explain where we're headed to in the future. So as I was taking my nap, I just came out of a nap. I thought of a way, and I'm going to see her tomorrow, hopefully, that I should have explained this on more simple terms to her. So I'm gonna explain it to you all in under 2 minutes, and you all let me know is this simple enough, right? Cryptocurrency, and I don't see you all coming in and saying hello. So come in and say hello, right? As I do this live stream, is like Cash App, Vimo, digital transaction of money, Terry, right? Where you receive something in the tangible world through the digital world, also by making a transaction through your cell phone. You don't need any cash, right? Cash is not needed. And so cryptocurrency is for the fourth industrial revolution. Now, what is the fourth industrial revolution? The fourth industrial revolution is where we're going to see an advancement of technology, particularly, and I'm going to show you all my friend guy's Facebook page. If you're not in the western part of the world, you probably don't even know that this is occurring, that this is going on. And I went on to tell her about him and that he was in Vegas. And all of his trips were self-driving vehicles. They were Land Rovers, right? Let me go to his page and see, can I pull that up? And he and I were texting, and I'm asking him, I'm like, were you afraid to be in a self-driving vehicle, without a person, without a human? And he said, no, actually, they drive safer, in my opinion, than most humans do. So let me show you all this clip. This is him. It's Land Rovers, and yeah, he has other people in the video with him on this one. And this is simply where we are headed, right? Videos to views. Hello to you as well, video to views. Let me know how to get more views, right? If you can help me with that. Let me know how to get more views, videos to views. I'm definitely looking to increase and grow my YouTube channel. So let's watch this video so you all can understand the fourth industrial revolution, right? The number four is coming up a lot on this live stream. I'm going to tell you why.
Baseball game. Daniel is not from Pakistan. He's not very happy with me right now. All right, check this out. We are now in a self-driving vehicle. And yes, it's an all-electric Jaguar. My passengers, they're very excited. Jeremiah is from Pakistan, going to his very first ever baseball game. Daniel is not from Pakistan. He's not very happy with me right now. Daniel is not excited about being a partner in my experiment. This is awesome. Yeah, it's fantastic. But check this out, man. There's only two cities in the country where you can do this right now, and it's Phoenix and San Francisco. So this is Waymo, the company owned by Google, and we just use the app to call it like Uber, and it comes and picks us up and takes us to the ball game. Look at this. Blinker on, it's turning. This is wild. I think we're getting ready to get on the interstate. Are we really? No, maybe we're not.
I'm not.
Are you getting out before we get to the interstate, Daniel?
I'm rolling out of this
This is actually really nice, you know?
There's a car about 50 yards up that kind of pulled up and stopped, but it slowed down.
It slowed down to match it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is awesome. This is fantastic. It's I mean, think about how they can redesign the cab. When they do this, think about how it's going to redesign the cab.
Yeah, give me a daggone lazy boy.
Heck yeah. Lazy boy on a TV. All right. We will let you know how it goes when we get there.
Okay, so again, this is in Phoenix in Arizona. My friend guy Ashley Road and me sent me some videos. And this is where we are, not where we are headed. This is where we are. This is where technology, artificial intelligence is taking the job of people, right? No longer need a human Uber driver, self-driving vehicle, right? Hello, Tony. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. And so with the replacement of physical cash to transaction. If you go to a professional sporting event, you don't need cash, they don't accept cash. And so with this replacement comes a different type of currency, right? A different type of currency was introduced in 1933 during the Great Depression. There was a financial system reset. The Americans were used to, at that time, and people in general were accustomed to and used to, and I know we don't know about that now because a lot of us don't study the history of money, but this was their money, right? They were used to carrying gold for money. They knew nothing about this paper currency. And what happened was the bankers noticed that because, many were carrying bars, not just rounds, that Americans, people were not coming back to the banks to recoup the real money. They would just leave the real money, the gold stored in banks, because this was lightweight, and so they would carry the cash. But during that time, it was not called dollars, it was certificates of deposits. This is where we get the name CDs from now in banks. It was a gold certificate and or a silver certificate. In fact, this is a silver certificate that I'm holding in my right hand. You could, or the concept of it was, you go back to the banks and you turn in your certificate and you redeem the real money. Well, in 1933, then 1944, the United States became the global reserve currency, meaning that this became the standard for all countries around the world to accept in exchange for its goods and commodities. Right. And so United States needed the real money to back up the paper money that I would also refer to as monopoly money. So what did the United States do? Well, they told the American citizens, people, that you're going to have to turn in the real money and we're going to give you this paper money, but the paper money is always going to be um, equal to the real money or pegged to it, attached to it. We know that's not true because right now 1 ounce of gold is a little over $2,300, and you cannot take a $1 bill or $100 bill and purchase $2,300 worth of things, right? So the lie detector test proved that that was a lie. In fact, in 1971, President Nixon removed the dollar from the gold standard, removed the dollar being the equality value of gold. That's what that means, people. See, I'm teaching tonight. The United States cash used to be equal to the value of gold because it was connected. It is called peg. So gold is $2,300 an ounce now. We're supposed to have a cash dollar, $100 bill that can purchase at least $2,300 worth of things. But we know now that $100 bill can maybe purchase you $80 worth of products. As my grandparents would say right here, a dollar doesn't stretch as long as it used to, and definitely not $100, right? In fact, a $20 bill can purchase $14 worth of products. And so Dave Ramsey came up on the scene, miseducated people about money and finances. And this is when Robert Kiyosaki, the number one best-selling author, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the number one personal finance book of all times, he's the GOAT, came out and started educating people about gold and silver is real money, about assets over liability, and about using credit, called leveraging it, to buy assets. My first Discover credit card that I got when I was in college, I went to college, and it's real easy to get in debt in college. You haven't even established a credit profile, but it's so easy to get a student loan, credit cards. And so I was offered a Discover credit card. And this is when I discovered that Discover credit cards can get me assets. So I had a Discover credit card. When I graduated college, I did not have a job. And I began to study the No Money Down Cards and Sheets program. I took my $5,000 credit limit. That's what I had. And this was in 2001. It was a home on the market for exactly $5,000. I wrote, it came with cashier check. So I wrote a check to myself, deposited into my bank account, liquidated, credit into cash. And I purchased that home with no job, no money. I made credit card money, cash money for $5,000. And that was my first flip property. I tell people that testimony all the time. So most people don't know what real money is. They work for fake money, and that's why they're struggling financially. And they never use credit to get assets. They only use credit to travel the world, to look rich, to buy luxury clothing and items, to party, right? And they never invested in real assets because they don't really know what real assets are. They don't know about cash flowing opportunities. And so I'm explaining to her about crypto. And I'm telling her in 1971, President Nixon removed cash from the gold standard for being pegged and connected to gold because British was on their way to the United States in the warships with a boatload of United States cash. When I first heard this story, I said, why didn't they fly over? They could have got here quicker, but they could not fly the gold back, right, on their war planes. So they came in their war ships so they can, you know, get the gold back because of the weight of the gold. And President Nixon heard about it. And during a Bonanza episode, my mother' middle name is Bonanza, right? She probably don't want me to tell you all that. Um, on a commercial, he made the announcement in 1971 that you could no longer, other countries couldn't, because they already took the real money to go from American citizens, come and give United States its cash to get the real money, which was the gold. In fact, it was not until the 70s that American citizens could even buy gold. We're very fortunate to be able to buy gold now because they stopped it. They didn't want real money in the people's hands and their pockets. And so then the United States said, we have to have something, right? We have to have a commodity. I want you to listen to this and listen to this closely. Money is nothing without something that God created backing it, without some type of commodity to support it, to back it. So the United States needed a commodity, but the United States is not producers of much of anything. This is where Donald Trump's slogan for presidency, make America great again, this is where this derived from, this is where it came from, because we're not exporting anything to other countries. In fact, other countries are importing their products to us for America to survive. And so they made Saudi Arabia through forceful tactics, right? Um, exchange their oil for America's cash to make it more valuable or to give it some value. And this is where the name petrodollar came from, derived from petrodollar, because of Saudi Arabia's oil. And so, with that being said, after the 1970s, now we have another commodities. Well, then now that Saudi Arabia said, you know what, we're not going to accept your cash for our precious commodities. Now, now most people don't know this. United States dollar has nothing of value that backs it or support it. I want you all to think about this, and I'm gonna play this video of this married couple that has 4 jobs between the two of them and why they are struggling financially, right? I want you to think about and compare this to the game of Monopoly, right? Monopoly is what we call fake money. I used to have some Monopoly money on my desk. I could not find it for this live stream. But Monopoly is what we're considered as fake money. What's the objective of Monopoly? The objective of Monopoly is to use fake money to get real assets. Whoever have the most physical property in the game of Monopoly, whoever buys the most real estate is called real estate for a reason because it's real. This is who wins the game of Monopoly. If you have the most fake money in your hand, cash, and you did not use cash to get the real assets in the game of Monopoly, you lose. Whoever is able to convert more of this and this, credit cards and cash, into real world assets in this game of life, likewise, is the one who's going to win. And as we have more layoffs that are looming, more layoffs are coming. This is why I strongly suggest that people get a financial education. Most people have college and university degrees. That doesn't necessarily mean they have a financial education. And people learn about crypto and you learn about it ASAP. You learn about it fast, right? So let's listen in on this interview. This is America. Dr. Phil, electricity is up 25%. Auto insurance is up 33%. Groceries, in fact, Mississippi, one of the poorest states of all the 50 states, is the third highest in grocery prices. Groceries up 25%. Used cars are up 35%. Hotels cost up 15%. Restaurants 24%. 33% of Americans have 3 months emergency savings. 61% are living paycheck to paycheck. Interest rates raised 11 times um, for homes and cars. You need $11,434 additionally to maintain the same standard of living and that was available just 3 years ago in 2021. Right? Gas is up 9.2%. 59% just one paycheck away from being homeless. And this is why I have been telling you all as well to get a home-based business. This is one of the biblical principles of 2 Kings chapter 4. This is one of the financial strategies that helped the widow woman whose husband had died and left no money, left their sons in debt. He didn't have life insurance policy because she had no way to pay her debtors. And the debtors was about to come and take her sons and make them work a job, make them get in the system. And she went to the prophet Elisha, some say Elijah, and say, hey, my husband served you. He worked for you diligently. He's died. Your servant is dead. But my two sons, my legacy, they're about to be sold into slavery. They're about to be sold into a system that they're working for somebody else. And Elijah said, I'm going to show you how to have your sons work for you, how to start a family business, why you need a home-based business. And this is why I've been telling you all to visit milliemoves.com to get you a home-based business. Because that way you can maximize your paycheck. See, I made this point on my Facebook post yesterday. The reason why most people will remain broke, the reason why most people will not survive this financial great reset 2.0, the greatest wealth transfer that we'll ever see, and the greatest comparison to the 1933 depression. The reason why most people won't survive this is because they will work 2 to 3 jobs for money, but they will not have not one investment stream that is making money for them. They won't have an investment stream that is making money for them. They're not able to go to sleep, wake up, and make money. If they're not working, they're not earning. And if you continue to be on that system where you have to work to earn, where you have to be physically present, where you have to do the physical work and the physical labor in order to get an exchange of money, you're going to be in that percentage that is not going to make it financially. Let me say that again. Most people will work 2 to 3 jobs for money, but they will not have one investment stream for their money to work for them. And I know you might say, well, Queen, I have a 401k. A 401k is not an investment stream. It is a tax code. It's a tax code. It's not an investment stream. Do you know how many people I've talking to that's telling me now that my retirement money is not enough for me to live on because of inflation? right? I have someone just told me the other day that their mother lives in Miami and her retirement is $1,100 a month. You can't make it in Mississippi with $1,100 a month, none less Miami. So a 401k, 401k, 50, what's that, 50, I forgot. All of these tax codes, they're 501c3, all of these numbers, 401k, another retirement, federal tax, they're just tax codes for the government to see how they're going to tax you, but they know that money is not going to be enough for you to live off of. And people think that that's investing. No, your investment should be controlled by you, not a corporation or entity that you work for. Rent is up 30%. Let me just let Dr. Phil explain. Let's go.
Auto insurance up 33%, used cars up 35%, hotels up 15%, groceries. They're working 4 jobs and they're making $1,000 more than these people who aren't working at all. What the hell?
If we ran our household like the government did, we'd be in jail.
Okay, I'm going to stop right here to teach something, right? I've been telling people home-based business, home-based business, home-based business. Now she's saying, well, first of all, her husband has 20 years in the public school system. I really get tired of teachers complaining about the pay. It's not going to change. It hadn't changed in over 50 years. They're not going to change it now. They might throw $1,000, $2,000 extra a year, but that's only keeping up with inflation, right? And then as they do in a lot of church institutions, they you know, pump into you about being a servant leader and working hard for less financially. But a lot of teachers get to the point that they can't afford to, no matter how much their heart is into helping the children. Financially, they cannot afford to. And so he said he had to leave the public schools to go teach at a private school because he felt like he was not making a difference in the public schools, and that was an $8,000 less pay cut, right? Pay decrease. Now she's saying, his wife is saying, my children want to do extracurricular activities, and I have to tell them we can't afford it. And this is a prime example of people, and this is not judgmental or anything. It is what it is, of people that can be educated, right? Have financial education. And so, with this being said, for some reason my screen is froze. See if my Wi-Fi is picking up. Okay. For this is why I educate people religiously about getting a financial education. Had they have a home-based business, it's very possible that her husband could recoup the $8,000 that he said he lost by working a job that he loved, just from using the strategies of a home-based business. You get the experts to look at your paycheck. And as a married couple, I'm pretty sure that they're overpaying in taxes from their paycheck. There could be an additional $8,000 that they can find right there. And that's all biblical, right? Again, 2 Kings chapter 4, Elijah asked her, what do you have in your house? And she said, well, I don't have anything in my house but a pot of oil. Well, that was enough to start a home-based business. See, the money is right there already in your paycheck. Most people don't know that they're overpaying in taxes. FICA, federal, and some state taxes, except Texas and Florida, right? Overpaying the taxes in the paycheck. I had a married couple that used the strategy of the home-based business, brought in $1,000, $1,400 between the both of them, right? Um, per paycheck every pay period, but just by adding home-based business. So when she says, I can't afford for my children, my daughters, to do extracurricular activity, if she had a home-based business or the married couple had a home-based business, she could pay each child up to $13,000 last year and $850 in 2023 and $14,600 in 2024. Listen, without them owing any federal tax. You get a child tax deduction, not a child tax credit. That's what most people only know about is a child tax credit. Most people don't know about a child tax deduction. So instead of paying for those things out of pocket for your children, you hire them to work in the business, the home-based business, have them pay for it themselves, and now you can recoup and get that money back up to $3,850 from 2023, and now for 2024 up to $14,600. See, life is all about strategies, you all. Life is all about knowing strategies. Even biblically, it's all about knowing financial strategies. And it's then taking the action steps to implement them. But we're gonna finish watching this. I just wanted to pause because most people don't know where their money is, right? I read the book titled Who Moved My Cheese one time, and I wanted to write a book called Who Moved or Who Has My Money. Because if you don't know where your money is and where to find it, and you go out and you get to nothing wrong with working more than one job for most people. I don't want to do that, right? Why work a job when I can have a job in a business and have passive and residual income and investments paying me? But if that's as far as you want to get financially educated and work 2, 3 jobs, at least have a home-based business connected to those jobs so that you can get the maximum amount out of your paycheck. Now, if you want to know how to get the maximum amount of your paycheck to get a paycheck analysis, go to the website, strolling at the bottom, milliemoves.com, and that information is on the website. So let's watch a couple of more minutes of this. Okay, so I'm going to pause right there. So you remember Dave Ramsey, Susan Orman, cut up your credit card parties that was going on, right? Cut up your credit cards, do all this, and now Americans not, even if you have 2 jobs, you're going to get double tax, right? You have 2 jobs, you're one person, but you're going to get taxed like 2. And so, hello, Derry James Harris from Greenville, South Carolina. Thank you so much for tuning in. So that doesn't solve the problem because now the more money you make, the more taxes it take. And normally that second job doesn't pay as much as your first job. That's usually the way it works. Now we have fourth industrial revolution. Uh, we have layoffs could spike as one labor market indicator says a recession is already here. Layoffs, United States already, they say it's May, but we are in a recession according to this article, a steady rise in unemployment rate. So when artificial intelligence come in, self-driving vehicles, things like that, replacing the job of people, of humans, we're going to see more layoffs. Technology is cheaper. Technology never calls in sick. And so what's going to fuel this technology? New technology, more advanced technology. Now we have the new money to fuel the new technology, which is cryptocurrency. See, this is what Bitcoin does, right? Bitcoin right now is doing what the paper dollar used to do, which is connects gold, real money, to paper currency. Now, Bitcoin is going to connect real tangible gold to Bitcoin, to BTC. It's going to be what's called a blockchain. It's going to be tokenized or connected to Bitcoin. Real money is going to now be connected to Bitcoin, which is called digital gold and not physical money. It's like being able to position yourself to get in on the WWW era before the 90s, to get in of the Amazon, right? To get in on Apple stocks, to get in on Google before Google and before we knew the internet. Getting in, these cryptocurrencies all have a purpose. Ethereum, for example, is smart contracts. You want to make a contractual agreement with someone in the United States, out of the United States, Ethereum is going to write the contracts. XRP, the currency, the technology that moves fast at the speed of lighting, is going to connect the central banks around the world, around the globe, right? So knowing the functions, knowing the use cases of what these cryptocurrencies are, and getting in early, getting in before the end of the year, before we get into a full depression, is what people are doing. So I'm about to log out, but before I do, I want you to get familiar, very familiar with this website. If you're not already familiar, it's Coin Market Cap. Or looking under the section that has most visited cryptocurrencies. Know what cryptocurrencies that people around the world are visiting, like Solana, like Dogecoin. Dogecoin is going to be used by JP Morgan and Chase for mortgage payments and credit card payments. Bitcoin, right? Nicer Global, right? Muma the Bill, Metal Dow. I told you all about Metal Dow. The first teenager that became a Bitcoin millionaire is now investing or putting money into Metal Dow, right? Success Lead Clues. Panda Swap, that's on the Solana network. Shiba Inu, XRP, the global currency of the world. Get familiar with these cryptos, see what's trending, right? Research, see why they're trending. Popular tokens on the Solana network is big right now. See what tokens are popular and why. Get yourself educated and informed. Get you a home-based business. Get you some passive income, residual income coming in. Get into the digital real world assets of cryptocurrency. Because people, we are approaching the most um, important time ever in history since 1933 Great Depression. We are experiencing a financial system reset where we're moving from paper cash currency system to cryptocurrency system. And gold and silver, those coins, right, copper, will be used in this financial system reset. Go to millimoves.com also, not only to increase your cash flow from your paycheck, but to get silver, because silver is both money metal and an industrial metal. It has two use cases, which means we're going to use silver every day for 5G Wi-Fi, cell phone batteries, which everybody's going to need a cell phone with digital currency, for RFID chips, right? You can go to Whole Food right now and pay with your palm. RFID chips, catalytic converters, it's industrial, it has to be used every day, which is going to make the demand of silver higher. Therefore, the price of silver and the value of silver will go higher as a result. There's a global shortage on copper. In fact, I have on a copper bracelet right now for health purposes. You can getting some copper as well. Copper, a global shortage, used for cooking products, used for medical, um, bracelets and things like that. So you want to get things that are used in the real world. And silver is, again, it serves two duties. It's used for money. It's going to be used for money. This is where the Wizard of Oz, I taught on the Wizard of Oz that the lesson it teaches about the economy, the street of gold. Dorothy originally had silver slippers on, not red, ruby red. It was all a lesson about a financial system. The 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 man behind the gold curtain was the government. Um, and likewise, like the lion, the cowardly lion, and the Tin Man made of silver, right? Most people just need courage and they need the education. The straw man say, I need a brain. Most people just need the knowledge and the action and the courage. Because if you don't have it, there will no longer be a middle class. In that interview, the man kept saying, they told me I was middle class. Who is they? Right? If you're not making six figures, you're not middle class. You are the working class. It's a difference. And see, when people think they're middle class, they don't aspire to go higher. Right? When they think that they are doing good financially, it's not until they hit that financial roadblock till they say, I'm desperate for help. You should not get to the point of desperation when this opportunity is out here. Greetings to you, Judith. Thank for everyone that came in and said hello. I'm logging off. I stayed on this live stream longer than I wanted to. Make sure you are subscribed to me on YouTube, Queen 11E 11EVEN. And make sure that if you're watching this on a replay, you come in, tell me what part of the world you are tuning in from, and or just say hello, right? I hope this video helped you. Let's get prepared and not scared for the greatest wealth transfer that we'll ever see in our lifetime. Queen out.